Vladimir Voevodsky was a man whose intellect pierced through the veils of temporal power and fleeting ideologies. Born in Moscow in 1966, he defied the gravitational pull of a nation often fixated on grandiosity and force. While others sought dominion over land or narrative, Voevodsky claimed a subtler yet more profound sovereignty over the abstract and the infinite. His tools were logic and imagination, his achievements a challenge to the transience of political and historical vanity. Voevodsky first rose to prominence in the rarefied world of algebraic geometry, a field concerned with the properties of shapes defined by algebraic equations. To the uninitiated, this may sound esoteric, even detached. Yet it is here in the abstract and the universal that the deepest truths of mathematics reside. Voevodsky's genius was not only in mastering this complexity, but in uniting it with another domain, topology, the study of the fundamental properties of space. His creation of motivic homotopy theory, a bold new framework connecting these disciplines, was nothing short of revolutionary, a cathedral of thought constructed in the purest language of mathematics. It was this work that earned him the Fields Medal in 2002, the highest honor a mathematician can receive. His proof of the Milnor conjecture, a problem that had resisted solution for decades, was a triumph that reverberated across multiple fields of study, from algebraic K-theory to number theory. Yet to present these achievements as mere technical feats is to miss the larger point. Voevodsky was not just solving problems, he was building bridges, creating new ways of thinking and expanding the horizons of what was possible. And still he was not content. In the later stages of his career, Voevodsky turned his prodigious intellect toward an even more profound challenge, the very foundation of mathematics itself. After discovering an error in one of his own celebrated works, he recognized the fallibility of human reasoning and resolved to correct it, not through revision, but through reinvention. Thus began his work on univalent foundations and homotopy-type theory, a revolutionary framework that seeks to formalize mathematical proofs in a way that can be verified by computers. This was no mere technical adjustment, it was a philosophical upheaval, a rethinking of what mathematics could be in an age of digital precision. Voevodsky's vision was one of a mathematics immune to error, accessible to all, and as enduring as the laws of nature themselves. Contrast this with the legacy of those whom history has more often deigned to remember. What are the feats of Russian autocrats? The gaudy spectacle of boyar courts, the iron-fisted rule of Stalin, the shallow machinations of modern-day despots, compared to the quiet, transformative power of a mind like Voevodsky's. Theirs is a legacy of transience, borders drawn and redrawn, statues erected and toppled, ideologies proclaimed and discredited. His is a legacy of permanence, written not in stone, but in the very logic of the universe. Here lies the central tragedy and triumph of Russian history. A nation capable of producing minds like Voevodsky's has too often squandered its greatness in the service of power, brutality, and ephemeral glory. The czars and commissars, the fanatics and the oligarchs have all clamored for the world's attention, yet they are destined for oblivion. Voevodsky, working in the quiet sanctum of his thoughts, created something that will endure long after their names are forgotten. To those who might still see history as the story of kings and generals, I offer this simple rebuttal. A Vladimir Voevodsky comes along once in a millennium, and his work transcends the very framework of time. It is not written to inspire parades or propaganda. It is written to illuminate the eternal. While others sought to impose their will on the world, Voevodsky sought to understand it, to elevate it, to decode its mysteries for the benefit of all. So let us immolate once and for all with the notion that greatness is measured by the number of lives one controls or the monuments one erects to oneself. True greatness is measured by the light one brings into the world, and in this, Voevodsky stands alone. His work is a testament to the power of reason, a rebuke to the small-mindedness of history, and an enduring argument for the supremacy of intellect over force. In a world so often consumed by noise, Voevodsky's brilliance reminds us that the quiet pursuit of truth is the highest calling of all. His light shines not just for Russia, but for all of humanity, and in that light the shadows of history shrink to nothing.